Prosus, we don't just teach leadership. We create collisions of context, perspectives, and experiences. Psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi found that real flow doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in diverse groups with shared focus and mutual trust. He called it flow, those moments when people perform at their absolute peak. That's why we've built the world's largest exploration-focused learning ecosystem. But the real magic isn't in the content. It's in what happens when different perspectives collide. The most groundbreaking solutions I've seen didn't come from the smartest person in the room. They came from the smartest room in the room. That's the multiplier, collective intelligence. Here's something I ask every team I work with. Complete this sentence. Innovation happens when?
Когда любопытство бросает вызов статус-кво.
Quando você não tem medo de falhar.
जब हमें एक समस्या का हल ढूंढना है और हमें पता है कि कुछ नया और अनोखा करना पड़ेगा.
When curiosity meets courage.
Quando a gente sonha grande, quando a gente encontra um problema real, trabalha numa solução, aprende com ela e continua evoluindo e melhorando essa solução.
Innovering gebeur wanneer mens buite die gewone dink en iets daarmee doen.
Dopuszczamy do różnorodności pracowników, funkcji, krajów i naszych klientów.
Quando a simplicidade revela o extraordinário.
Ela acontece de forma natural em todos os lugares, como responder e-mail, como responder Slack, todos os dias vira hábito.
According to MIT's Alex Pentland, companies with high collective intelligence outperform others by 19% in revenue and are 70% more likely to enter in new markets, but only when there is psychological safety. Because intelligence doesn't multiply on its own. It needs trust to scale. The most innovative teams that I've worked with aren't the ones who agree quickly. They are the ones who disagree productively. Most organizations optimize for consensus, but the best ones, they optimize for what the psychologist Charles Nemeth calls constructive dissent. It's not conflict that kills innovation. It's artificial harmony. No single perspective could have created that solution. It was built by contradictions, then refinement. That's collective intelligence. My friend Diego Barreto, iFood CEO, mentioned in his first book, The New Economy, about the meritocracy of ideas. No matter the role, power, or position of a team member, giving a new idea to the table, innovative organizations analyze and explore them equally and choose what's best for the business, what brings the best outcome, not what makes people's ego happier. Researcher Scott Page from the University of Michigan showed that diverse teams with average intelligence outperform homogeneous high IQ teams by 23% when solving complex problems. Let me give you a real example. When we were building AI solutions for e-commerce, one of our biggest breakthroughs came from 4 different regions: Brazilian consumer insight, Indian model architecture, Dutch product design, and Polish operational efficiency. No single perspective could have created that solution. This is collective intelligence, when diverse groups achieve insights that no individual member could reach alone.
We had a challenge that we wanted to solve in e-commerce using AI. And what I loved about how we solved this challenge is we had technical expertise from our colleagues in India, customer insights or customer empathy from our colleagues in Brazil, market insights from Turkey, operational excellence from Poland, and also design thinking skills from India. And we were able to put these teams together, they worked together, and with the collective intelligence and how well they orchestrated and collaborated, we were able to come up with really exciting solutions that helped us solve this challenge across our e-commerce business.
This challenge is traditional thinking. In my observations, I've found that the best teams optimize for productive disagreement that leads to better outcomes.
Google's Project Oxygen found that the highest performing teams have healthy conflict rates of 1.3 disagreements per meeting. Too little means groupthink. Too much means paralysis. The sweet spot is what's called explorer's tension.
We use a simple framework for that. It's called DIVE. D as in diverse perspectives. Actively seek different viewpoints before making decisions. I as in inclusive dialogue. Create structured ways for everyone to contribute ideas. V as in vulnerable leadership. Model intellectual humility and openness to being wrong. E as in experimental mindset. Treat every team interaction as a learning opportunity.
Organizations with high learning velocity, measured by skills development rate, outperform their peers by 177% in innovation metrics. Learning isn't a cost center, it's a competitive advantage multiplier.
Here is the biological foundation. Mirror neurons fire both when we act and when we observe others acting. In diverse teams, this creates what neuroscientist Marco Iacoboni calls neuroempathy. We literally expand our thinking capacity by connecting with different minds. When we work with people who think differently than you, your brain changes. You learn from others' different points of view. So you don't just solve problems better. You become a better problem solver. That's not just collaboration. That's neuroplasticity. Great exploration doesn't come from having the smartest individual explorers. It comes from building the right conditions where diverse explorers create something together that no one could have created alone. This week, identify one important decision you are facing. Before you decide, seek 3 perspectives from people with a different context, other background, or different points of view. Pay attention on what happens to your thinking and your solution. That's not just inclusion. That's evolution. That's the Prosus way.
People shape culture, but purpose transforms it.